Doris Dingle had 3 cats, Dale, Donna, and Dee Dee, and she loved them with all her heart. Donna, a snobby Siamese, spent most of the time sorting through her collection of bird feathers. Dee Dee preferred to tap Doris Dingle's cheek with her paw, until Doris opened her mouth so wide that Dee Dee could count her fillings. Dale was just an all-around good guy who was digging a hole to China. When Doris called him, she would yell, "Dale! Dale!" And he would come bouncing, bopping, and handspringing. Every day was a wonderful day for the Dingles, but their favorite time was breakfast. After eating, they would drink catmint tea in the sunshine, then go about their business in the backyard. One lovely day, Donna was tanning her tail while Dale worked on his digging. Dee Dee had just curled herself down into the dandelion picking basket when something happened. It started out with a little breeze that blew away a few feathers. Then came a wind that tipped over a big bag of peat moths. Suddenly, a huge whoosh blew Doris Dingle's skirt right over her head. When Doris looked up, she saw a little poodle dog paddling across the sky. Then Mr. Gonzo's union suit blew by like a big red kite with a clothesline tail. And his patio chairs and all the plastic gnomes, flamingos, and whirligigs. Just then, Dee Dee came flying right by her and landed flat against the fence, spread out like a maple leaf. Then Donna and Dale and flower pots, garbage pails and lawn chairs and garden hoses all dumped into a big rubble pile. But even though Doris was very scared, she made a plan. Lifting her big apron, she tore the bottom into 3 long strips. She tied one around each cat and then knotted all 3 to the waistband of her apron. "Onward to the patio doors," Doris shouted. And they were off with their bellies to the ground, as flat as bearskin mats. Lightning struck the fence post and shot the Dingles like missiles right through the patio door into the house. safely inside, the first thing they did was have a nice hot bath. While the storm flashed and crashed outdoors, Donna, Dee Dee, and Dale sat in a circle on the rug and had warm milk and honey with butter on top. Doris had a little catmint cordial to settle her nerves. That night, when Doris went to bed, Donna, Dee Dee, and Dale crawled into Doris Dingle's feather blanket. 2 minutes later, they were all singing as the rain pitty-patted on the roof. Everything was just as it should be. The end.
When I was a boy, growing up in a small village in Quebec, 2 events were mandatory: the Mass on Sunday and the Saturday night hockey game.
C'est une équipe au Canadien. Blake, Masdell et Richard. Voilà la mise au jeu. La caoutchouc passe de Masdell à ton Blake. Blake se rend jusqu'au centre de la glace, s'approche de l'échec par Émile Bouchard qui reprend la rondelle. Les deux se bousculent le long de la clôture. Et l'arbitre siffle un hors-jeu. 33 secondes dans cette troisième période. Et toujours Canadien 2, Toronto 2. La rondelle est mise au jeu. Émile Bouchard reçoit la rondelle à la ligne bleue. Il lance vers le filet de Brodin. Le disque est pris par Stewart, qui à son tour lance le caoutchouc à la ligne bleue. Et c'est Blake qui reçoit la rondelle. Passe à Masdell. Masdell à Richard. Richard lance. Et goal! Maurice Richard. C'est maintenant 3-2 pour le Canadien. Alors qu'il ne reste plus que 14 secondes à jouer en troisième période. Maurice Richard avec des passes de Blake et Masdell. Plusieurs joueurs du tricolore sont sur la glace pour féliciter Richard.
I remember very well the winter of 1946. We all wore the same costume as Maurice Richard did, the red, white, and blue costume of the Montreal Canadiens, the best hockey team in the world.
We all combed our hair like Maurice Richard, and we used a kind of hair glue to keep it in place. We laced our skates like Maurice Richard. We taped our sticks like Maurice Richard. We cut his picture out of all the newspaper, and we knew everything there was to know about Maurice Richard. On the ice, when the referee blew his whistle, both teams would rush at the puck. We were 5 Maurice Richards, again 5 other Maurice Richards, throwing themselves on the puck. We were 10 players, all wearing the uniform of the Montreal Canadiens, all with the same burning enthusiasm. We all wore the famous number 9 on our backs. How could we forget that? One day, my Montreal Canadiens sweater was too small for me, and it was ripped in several places. My mother told me, if you wear that old sweater, people are going to think we are poor. And then she did what she did whenever we needed clothes. She started to look through the catalog that the Eaton Company in Montreal sent us every year. My mother was proud. She never wanted to buy our clothes at the general store. The only clothes that were good enough for us were the latest styles from Eaton's catalog. My mother did not like the order forms that were included in the catalog. There was too much English on them, and she did not understand a word of it. When she ordered my hockey sweater, she did what she always did. She took our writing pad and wrote in her fine school teacher's hand, "Dear Mr. Eaton, would you be so kind as to send me a Canadian hockey sweater for my boy, Rock, who is 10 years old and a little bit tall for his age. Dr. Robitaille thinks he's a little too thin. I'm sending you $3. Please send me the change, if there's any. I hope your packing will be better than it was last time." Mr. Eaton answered my mother's letter promptly. 2 weeks after she wrote it, we received the sweater. It was one of the greatest disappointments in my life. Instead of the red, white, and blue Montreal Canadiens sweater, Mr. Eaton had sent the blue and white sweater of the Toronto Maple Leafs. I had always worn the red, white, and blue sweater of the Montreal Canadiens. All my friends wore the red, white, and blue sweater. And besides, the Toronto team was always being beaten by the Canadiens. With tears in my eyes, I summoned up the strength to say, "I never wear that uniform." "First of all," said my mother, "you're going to try it on. If you make up your mind about something before you try it, my boy, you won't go very far in this life." I was crying. "I can't wear that." "Why? This sweater is a perfect fit. Maurice Richard would never wear it." "You're not Maurice Richard. Besides, it's not what you put on your back that matters. It's what you put inside your head. You'll never make me put in my head to wear a Toronto Maple Leafs sweater." My mother sighed in despair and explained to me, "If you don't keep this sweater, which fits you perfectly, I'll have to write to Monsieur Eaton and explain that you don't want to wear the Toronto sweater. Monsieur Eaton understands French perfectly, but he's English, and he's going to be insulted." "Do you think he's going to answer us right away if he's insulted? Spring will come before you can play a single game. Just because you did not want to wear that nice blue sweater." So I had to wear the Toronto Maple Leaf sweater. When I arrived at the skating rink in my blue sweater, all the Maurice Richards in red, white, and blue came and looked at me. The referee blew his whistle, and I went to take my usual position. a coach came over and told me that I could be on the second line. By the third period, I still had not played. One of the defensemen was hit on the nose by a stick. It started to bleed, and I jumped into the ice. My moment had come. When the referee saw my Maple Leaf sweater, he gave me a penalty because there were already 5 players on the ice. That was too much. It was too unfair. This is persecution. It's just because of my blue sweater, and out of spite, I crashed my stick against the ice so hard that it broke. I bent down to pick up the pieces. When I got up, the young curate on skates was standing in front of me. My child, you're not going to lay down the law around here just because you're wearing a Maple Leaf sweater. A good boy never loses his temper. Take off your skates and go to the church and ask God to forgive you. Wearing my Toronto Maple Leaf sweater, I went to the church and prayed to God. I asked God to send me right away 100 million moths that would eat up my Toronto Maple Leafs sweater.
Jonathan's mother went to get a can of noodles. She said, "Jonathan, please don't make a mess." Jonathan looked at the nice clean rug and the nice clean walls and the very, very clean sofa and said, "Well, there's certainly no mess here." Then he heard a sound. It was coming from behind the wall. Then the wall slid open and a subway train pulled up and stopped. Then all kinds of people came out of Jonathan's wall, ran around his apartment and out the front door. "Well," said Jonathan, "this certainly is a mess." "Jonathan, what a mess!" The wall opened up and there was a subway train. Thousands of people came running through. "Oh, John, don't be silly. Clean it up." She went out to get another can of noodles, and Jonathan cleaned up. When he was all done, he heard a sound. And all kinds of people came out of Jonathan's wall, ran around his apartment, and out the front door. This time there were ice cream cones and chewing gum on the rug, writing and footprints on the wall, 2 men sleeping on the sofa, and a policeman watching TV. Besides that, the refrigerator was gone. Jonathan got angry and yelled, "Everybody out!" "Jonathan, what have you done?" Then she heard a noise. And all kinds of people ran around the apartment and out the front door. There were ice cream cones, chewing gum, and pretzel bags on the rug, writing, footprints, and handprints on the wall, and 5 men were sleeping on the sofa. Besides that, a policeman and a conductor were watching TV, and the fridge and stove were gone. "This is not a subway station. This is my house," the conductor said.
If the subway stops here, then it's a subway station. You shouldn't build your house in a subway station. If you don't like it, go see City Hall.
So, Jonathan went to City Hall. When he got there, the lady at the front desk told him to see the subway boss. And the subway boss told Jonathan to go see the mayor. The mayor said,
If the subway stops there, then it's a subway station. Well, you shouldn't build your house in a subway station. Our computer says it's a subway station, and our computer is never wrong.
Then he ran out for lunch, and Jonathan was all by himself at City Hall. Jonathan started to leave, but on his way out, he heard a sound. Someone was crying. "Oh, I'm hungry." Jonathan listened very carefully. He walked up and down the hall and found the room it was coming from. He went in, and there was a big, enormous, shining computer machine. A voice was coming from behind it. Jonathan squeezed in back of the machine and saw a little old man at a very messy desk.
Do you have any blackberry jam?
"No," said Jonathan, "but I could get you some. Who are you?"
I'm the computer.
Now, Jonathan was no dummy. He said, "Computers are machines. And you are not a machine."
That darn thing never did work. I do everything for the whole city.
"Oh," said Jonathan, "I will get you some blackberry jam if you'll do me a favor. A subway station is in my house at 980 Young Street. Please change it." "Certainly," said the old man. Jonathan went all the way to a jam store. He got 4 cases of jam and carried the jam back behind the computer.
Now,
Said the old man.
where am I going to put this subway station?
"I know," said Jonathan, and he whispered in the old man's ear. Then he left, but the old man yelled after him, "Don't tell anyone the computer is broken. The mayor would be very upset."
He paid $10 million for it.
Jonathan went home and said, "There will be no more subways here." And he was right.
It's late Saturday afternoon. The pet shop has a strange air of expectancy as I await my first assignment. After many months of training, I'm ready to follow the paw prints of those before me. Rover, Spot, Fido, dogs who struggle to make the home a safer place to live. And that's my job too. I'm a safety dog.
How's the time going?
It's almost 6. Only one more thing to get.
Yes, I know. It's this dog idea that worries me.
But we've already discussed it. The boss loves dogs.
Why, I'd love to come to dinner. We can talk over a few ideas I have in mind. You did say you have a dog. You know what I always say. Behind every good sales manager stands a loyal dog.
Let's get the dog.
I don't know. There's so many to choose from.
A dog's a dog. Just close your eyes and point.
Eeny, meeny, miny. Oh, that one. We'll take that one.
Wonderful. Great choice. Let's go.
I think I'll call him Wally.
I make my way to the car. Everything checks out. I fasten my seatbelt. I notice my fellow traveler is not wearing his seatbelt. But before I can correct the situation...
Bernard, the light!
The car stops. I run out. I make the necessary purchase. I run back to the car and re-enter the vehicle. The child is now safe.
Honey, the moose!
Okay, fella. The front seat's for people. Dogs ride in the back.
Bernard, stop playing with Wally and let's get home.
This is it, dog. Your new home. Close the door, dog. Make yourself comfortable.
Oh, my goodness, I didn't realize this place was such a mess. You vacuum upstairs. I'll dust down here.
Okay, honey. I'll have it done in no time. Whoops. I'll fix it later.
As I look around, I have an uneasy feeling. A telephone. I knew it. No emergency numbers. This home could be in for real trouble.
Bernard, when you're finished up there, will you set the table? I'll start the dinner.
Be right down.
A scream sends chills up my tail. I know what to do. Remove the hazard. Save the victim. I'm not looking for praise. To serve is my only reward.
I think you'd better lie low till you're needed.
Thinking it wise to lower my profile. Oh, what's this? Looks like it could be fun. Most stimulating. Remind me in future to close the basement door.
Where's the tablecloth?
You'll have to iron one.
Oh, boy. I love to iron.
My companion is cute, but innocent. For the moment, my companion seems to have eluded me. My escape is narrow. I place the sharp object out of reach. This time I'm ready. At last, the little tyke has nowhere to hide. As I gain consciousness, a new danger confronts me.
What's wrong? Oh, that. Okay. Paranoid dog. Now, hold it steady. Stop shaking the ladder. Oh, no. Did you catch it, dog? Hand it up. Don't drop it. Are you always this helpful?
My ability to handle complex situations is almost legendary. It's time to test that legend.
What the? What are you? Some kind of jinx dog?
What was that?
Nothing. Now you just fix these dishes and no more tricks. The dog's learning to juggle.
Having restored the dishes to their former perfection, I must now hunt down the tablecloth. Finding a quiet corner, I take time to catch up on some homework. But wait! All is not well.
Wally, you've ruined the cauliflower. We'll have to make frozen peas instead.
Upon completing my chores, I catch sight of a child disappearing into the refrigerator. At once, I take up the point position, as taught in Section 5, Paragraph 3 of every dog's guide to complete home safety.
Oh, my baby! Good dog, Wally. Yes, of course. You've earned it.
The sight of food is most gratifying. Croutons.
Oh, Bernard, you haven't repaired this table yet.
I see the problem. It needs a block of wood. I'll go down and find something.
You do that, Bernard. I'll put baby to bed.
Let's see. I think I saw some wood over in the corner.
Time for a diaper change, then off to bed, device. Don't move.
Who was it?
The boss! They're on their way! I'd better check the vegetables.
Believing the child to be abandoned, I take it upon myself to put the little one to bed. These old cribs always give me trouble. A cocktail, I tell myself, would be in perfect order. The cocktail, however, must wait.
Here's a nice piece, but too long. Now you quit that. Nothing's going to happen. Just wait upstairs. You're making me nervous.
Maybe I'm gonna need 2 cocktails.
Whoops! How did that happen? Oh, the trigger spring is gone on this one. But I'll tape it up. Oh, no. It's dead. I think I blew a fuse. 15 amp fuse only. Gee, I only have a 30 amp. Guess it'll do. That's all I need. Help someone! Help!
Somewhere in the back of my mind, I have an uneasy feeling. It slowly dawns on me events are getting a little out of hand. I must get outside help.
What's going on up there?
They must have dropped the ball!
No, it's that dog. He's wrecking our home.
I think it's time to leave.
My baby! Someone save my baby!
I return upstairs. I'm pulling out an escape ladder I always have at hand. I climb down to safety.
I think they've moved.
But all is not lost. There is still hope for the little one.
When we get out of here, that crazy dog goes back to the pet shop.